It goes without question that after watching Dragon Ball Super Episode 58, the question in regards to where Black Goku came from has now been revealed and made clear, as Zamasu had wished for a servant and comrade made in the image of Son Goku to do thy bidding, and after having a look at both Beerus and Whis' theory on the situation, it looks like they may actually be right. But even with that being said, the question is, if Zamasu isn't Black Goku after all, and in fact two different life forms entirely, then how come Zamasu's ki feels exactly the same as Black's? Why is it that both Black and Zamasu bear the same ki if they are not the same person? If Black is simply a clone of Son Goku, a negative representation of him, then why is it that both he and Zamasu have the exact same ki? But we can't ask the present day Zamasu anymore, because we learned, of course incoming spoilers, that the Destroyer Beerus had completely wiped him off of the face of the earth in the coming episodes. But maybe Zamasu isn't entirely gone after all. Whis' theory of Zamasu obtaining the time ring and jumping ahead of time may not be so far-fetched after all. Perhaps Zamasu had wished for Black to harness the spirit and philosophy that he himself has in order to better establish a corrupt future. His hatred for the humanoids is so deep. What if wishing for Black and immortality simply wasn't enough? You gotta think, ask yourself, well, if they aren't the same person, then are they two different life forms bounded by the same spirit? I think so. Let's look at how they both function. Black hates Goku, Zamasu really hates Son Goku. Black hates humans, Zamasu hates humans. Black is power hungry, Zamasu is also power hungry. Black claims to have came from a much higher place, Zamasu comes from a much higher place. Both have the same white boots, both bear a very similar energy sword-like attack. So in conclusion, I think Zamasu's spirit is somewhat embedded within Black himself. Gowasu is arguably one of the most naive characters within all of Dragon Ball. Either he was oblivious to Zamasu's change in demeanor, or he was simply too sympathetic of Zamasu in hopes that he would change. And with that said, does Gowasu deserve to ultimately be poisoned by the hands of Zamasu? Well, my simple answer is, well, yes. He more than anyone had front row seats to witnessing Zamasu's changing characteristics, and literally did nothing to prevent him from changing. He didn't inform the other Kais, he didn't inform the Gods of Destructions, he didn't inform the Omni King, he didn't call the Ghostbusters. Nothing happened, but instead, like a loving parent, blindly accepting Zamasu out of love in hopes of changing his mindset, in which resulted in Gowasu's death. And to that I say goodbye, Gowasu. Now back to Zamasu. In the upcoming episode, Zamasu's ambition of the Zero Mortal plan is revealed, but what exactly is the Zero Mortals plan? Zamasu isn't planning on having spaghetti and meatballs with Beerus and Whis either. This dude is looking to annihilate all forms of humanoids within the future timeline. That also includes whatever timeline he sees fit to travel to, or any sort of planet that he wants to go to. Now the question is, how do we stop Zamasu in the future? My theory on this is the fact that there are two Zamasus. Even if the present Zamasu was killed off, I think that has little to no effect as to what happens to the future Zamasu, as I believe they are two entirely different people. The first Zamasu that we saw in the present saw Son Goku for the first time and took an interest into his power, thus creating Black. The Zamasu in the future, upon his debut, actually told Goku, "I am happy to finally meet you," and it gives off the impression that future Zamasu had never met Son Goku. But even with that being said, I don't think that Zamasu is going to have any sort of change in demeanor. Even if somehow he does find out that the past self of him existing was ultimately destroyed by the Kaioshin, I think that's going to have little to no effect as to what he's going to do, because ultimately enough, his ultimate plan is to rid all mortals of life. As he has said many times before, he deems all humanoids to be unfit to live, as he himself stands on the pinnacle of power by having immortality. So how do we defeat someone who's immortal? The answer may lie in using the Super Giant Dragon Balls in order for them to prevent Zamasu from furthering his agenda. Keep in mind, he himself is immortal, but that also leaves out the question, what about Black? Is Black immortal as well? I don't think that's the case. I do believe that Black is able to be stopped, whether that's because of Goku stepping in and achieving a new transformation, Trunks, Vegeta, or even possibly having Beerus get involved. But Zamasu, on the other hand, I do believe is going to be a little bit of a different situation, a little bit of a different story, because I do think more is required to put him down since he is immortal. So I think in conclusion, the reality is that Zamasu had created Black Goku, but again, that doesn't answer the question as to how Black and Zamasu have similar ki, which is why I also believe that not only has Zamasu wished for immortality alongside Black Goku, but I also believe that somewhat of his spirit is also embedded within Black Goku as well. Black Goku and Zamasu have such a similar mentality, and right now we're going to go ahead and dive into the comment section of my videos to see what exactly you guys had to say about the whole situation, because again, bear in mind, even though they are two very different people, they have similar mentality and they also have similar ki. But even with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the comment section of my previous video to see what exactly exactly you guys had to say about the whole situation involving Black and Goku. Zamasu has not made any wish yet because the Super Giant Dragon Balls are still inactive, and he still doesn't have the time ring with him. The moment he kills Gowasu, he was destroyed by Beerus, but that still doesn't explain how Zamasu had obtained the rings in the future alongside Black as well. Not only does Zamasu have the rings, but Black has a pair of rings of his own, so you also have to ask yourself, how in the world did Zamasu pull that off if he was supposed to be killed by Beerus in the present? So something doesn't add up here. But even with that being said, I think that Zamasu had accomplished and achieved his goals in the future, and he was only trying to do so currently right now by killing off Gowasu and stealing the rings for himself. When he asked for the wish, he did say, "Grant me a servant with Goku's body." He must have transformed his present self or future self to Black Goku, or even Gowasu into Black Goku. Well, first things first, Gowasu is not Black Goku, but that goes back to what you said. He may have possibly just given on a little bit of his spirit into Black's body, because you can't have an empty vessel without having any sort of notion as to what's going on. So I do believe that Zamasu may have given Black's body, his vessel, somewhat of his spirit in order to guide Black as to what to do, because keep in mind, if you look at Black's and Zamasu's demeanor, it's the exact same mindset. You can't just coincidentally have the exact same mindset without wishing for a little bit of your spirit to be within this body. So my guess is Black is Goku, resurrected from Trunks' timeline. I don't think that's the case. I do believe, and I still stick with the theory of Zamasu having to create Black, because as we said, after confronting Goku about it and seeing how strong Goku was, Zamasu wanted to use and create and have a servant who had, you know, somewhat of Son Goku's powers in order to aid him in creating his justice. So I think another big part about the God in the future, also, why would Zamasu of the future go to Universe 7 if supposedly Goku of the future died and never met Zamasu? What if they were never going into the future and just going to a different universe? Another explanation to why future has never changed for Trunks. Well, that's the thing. It's like we don't really know if Zamasu from the future had ever visited the, you know, Universe 7 timeline that we're in right now. So it's unknown to say if Zamasu had traveled back in time, because we do know that he has the ability to do so, but the question is, had he done so already? The timeline wasn't distorted the first time because it was focused more on mortals, hence why the future didn't change. But how does killing Zamasu affect the future? I mean, he can control the timeline, so I think that there will be a big effect when Beerus kills Zamasu. I actually differ from you, and I don't think that even after Beerus kills off Zamasu, it's going to have any sort of effect onto future Zamasu, because bear in mind, if future Zamasu is already immortal, in which case he is, then how would killing off past Zamasu have any sort of effect onto the future? I think it's dumb that Beerus needs proof, because before he was about to destroy Earth for not having pudding, so it's lame. What the fuck? Well, that's the thing. It's like Beerus needs legitimate proof to see. Even though he felt before that Zamasu had a change in demeanor, he still wants to know for an irrefutable fact that this is the claims that Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks are making. It says here, I'm a big fan of your channel. You do awesome work. Thank you so much. I hope this isn't a huge plot hole for future Trunks' timeline. I don't think it is. I don't really comment on this before, but I think I'm the only one that's looking at it like this. And let's just say that Whis is right about Zamasu and the Dragon Balls, but let's just say he didn't ask for a servant. What if he asked to have Goku's body, or a copy of him with Goku's body? It would, it just how he would fight, just the unity, okay, blah, blah, blah. Then what? Why would he have the same key, have same powers? Then the time rings, 2 wish Zamasu to get immortality. 2 heads are better than 1. He would be his own god of destruction and creation. Alright, so you're saying that he would wish for himself to bear the powers of Goku within having Goku's body, ultimately enough. Well, that's the thing. It's like we don't know if Zamasu had already wished to be Black, or at least replicate himself. I still stand on the theory that, you know, we said that I think that Zamasu had wished for Black, and only because that's his servant at the end of the day. I mean, we all know that Black isn't really immortal because he is able to sustain some sort of damage. So thus, I believe the only immortal here is Zamasu, but that still doesn't that really doesn't explain like their similarity in ki, which is why I believe his spirit is somewhat embedded within Black as well. I personally think Zamasu is going to kill Gowasu, but Whis and the others will be spectating through the staff and capture the footage. Then Whis will go back in time by 3 minutes, since he has the ability to do so, and show Gowasu everything that had happened. Actually, this is the first time that I'm reading something like this. That could be possible. It is possible for Whis to go back in time and show Gowasu the proof, thus preventing Zamasu from killing Gowasu, allowing Beerus to stop Zamasu before he kills the Kai, which would make a lot more sense, because if Whis goes back in time and he shows off Gowasu all the information, even the footage as to what happened, thus allowing Beerus to step in and put an end to Black's, or at least Zamasu's reign, would be perfect. But then again, that still doesn't solve the issue as to what the hell happened in the future. So it hasn't been confirmed that Zamasu wished for Black Goku. It hasn't been confirmed, but one can only make the assumption that he did, and that's ultimately enough the explanation behind Black Goku. Because again, how do you compare similar mentalities? How do you compare similar physiques? How do you compare similar heights? How do you compare similar just mindsets? They both have the same ki, the same mindset. They ultimately enough share somewhat of the same clothing in a way, the same stance, the same fighting style, and they both have two energy sword-like attacks that are used for maiming people. So we saw how Zamasu cut someone like totally in half in the future by slicing one of the barbarians, and we saw how Black was able to stab Vegeta right directly in the chest. So coincidence? I think not. So the reason they have their hands on the time rings is because every time the time span gets changed by Trunks or other time ripples, a new ring appears. Goku Black will be the Kaioshin of Zamasu, so since only Zamasu will be killed in our timeline, maybe he had found a way to use the Super Dragon Balls with a new ring thanks to future Trunks coming back 2 times, which means one can turn green after they are used to change time, so he only jumps into the future once and gives the other time ring to Black, allowing Gowasu to stay with the rings. Well, that's an interesting theory for him to go back and forth throughout time, and of course blaming Trunks for this, for creating the time ripples, because keep in mind that could have an effect as to what's going on with the rings. Again, I do believe this is the most intriguing sense of storytelling that we've seen in Dragon Ball thus far, because we don't really know what the hell's going on. But having to blame Trunks for the time ripples, thus creating more rings, it could have an effect. And we don't even know if Zamasu was able to steal any of the rings, but it is hinted that he was solely the one to kill off Gowasu, grab the rings, and just escape. Now, that may have happened in the future, but there is no confirmation to prove that, which is why I believe that Zamasu had wished for immortality. I mean, as we've seen with him in the future, and having to wish for Black Goku, because that is the only logical explanation as to why he hates Son Goku so much. He wanted a servant to serve him in Goku's image, but ultimately enough have his spirit embedded in him. That way they can enforce their own sense of justice. So maybe when Zamasu wished for an evil version of Goku, the dragon brought back future Goku but made him evil. I doubt that's the case. I really doubt that the dragon would go against a wish, especially if Zamasu wished for a servant, a replica of Goku. So that could be the case, but we're not entirely sure as of right now. So Zamasu is a modern day bitch. Beerus would murder 2000 Sai. Maybe they will let Zamasu kill Gowasu. Whis will record it, and then Whis will rewind. Oh, same comment as we saw earlier. We seem to have forgotten what role the Earth on Champa's universe will play in all of this. Will Universe 6 Goku fuse with Universe 7 Goku? First of all, there is no Universe 7 Goku, because nothing has been confirmed that there is such thing as an alternate, sort of companion. Like, because I really doubt that there is an alternate Goku and Vegeta out there. But again, we also have to look at Champa's Earth, because ever since Champa's Earth was pretty much brought back, that could have created another ring. Because keep in mind, Gowasu had told Zamasu one time that, another ring appeared just shortly after, a few months ago, after a new planet was born. So that could have been Earth, actually. So my question is, will Beerus and the squad go into the future and put an end to Black and Zamasu? Vegito versus Black, and Beerus or Whis versus future Zamasu. Let's see here. Yes, there are 3 theories after all. Trying to fight with Goku, and Sama Beerus beats Zamasu before the wish is made, and then somehow gets resurrected between lines and then sent into the future. Well, how is Zamasu supposed to get resurrected? Who would resurrect him? Not unless, of course, he's already immortal and he comes back after the battle damage and he goes back into the future. The other one is Beerus beats him, but he actually is not dead. Some force interferes between the fight, like the Omni King, or he quickly uses the time ring to run away in front of their eyes. And third, of course, is too late for Beerus. Zamasu is already immortal, and he just laughs at every move Beerus tries to do, but it's the Dragon Balls, so they can swing either way. So they can easily just try to adapt and go into the future and buy some time to use the Dragon Balls there, since the ones right now are inactive. But as someone else said here, so Black is Zamasu's God of Destruction. I mean, we all know that Kaioshins and Gods of Destructions come in pairs. That could be the case. Zamasu could be the quote-unquote God of Creation in a way, the Kaioshin role in this, and Black is simply the God of Destruction in a way, because he is doing what Zamasu is asking him to do, and that's destroy all humanoids. So I think maybe if they go down this road, which I really hope they don't, maybe in order to defeat Black, Zamasu has to fall first, which I really hope doesn't happen. Let's see here. Just a bunch of comments from you guys, all ranging from different things. What if Zamasu made 3 wishes instead of 2? The first wish to create 2 Zamasus. Second wish, first Zamasu wishes for immortality. The third wish, the second Zamasu wishes for Goku's body. This would explain why Black has similar ki to Zamasu and why Zamasu is immortal. Why would he have the rights to make those fucking wishes? I can't take it anymore. I want to fight him in Xenoverse 2. Well, that's also possible. It's not completely crazy to think so. Maybe he replicated himself, and the other version of himself actually requested to be embedded within Goku's body. So thus, I mean, he has a servant in and of himself. Like, he is his own servant. So again, that would be a little different. And it'll actually be a little wacky, if you ask me, for there to be 2 Zamasus, one of them being immortal and the other one fighting using Goku's body, which would also explain Black's demeanor, because Black always told Zamasu as they fought Goku that this body craves him, this body wants to keep fighting him. So that's where the tension is between those two, because they both want to kill Son Goku and they both have the intention on killing him and him only. So, and of course, more people commenting, as you guys can see right here. If he did wish for Black Goku first, then where is he? What is he just hiding out there somewhere until Zamasu says it's okay to come out? But then again, if Zamasu dies, then they would have to find Black and kill him as well. I agree, Zamasu should have wished for immortality first if he wanted his plan to go on as he followed. Well, that's the thing. It's like we don't really know if Zamasu had made that wish right then and there, but it is possible for Black to still be out there in the present as well, even though there is no evidence to support that theory. It's anyone's ball game. As I said, I think Zamasu's ultimate wish was to embed his spirit within Black. Black being an empty vessel, why would you want to wish for someone like, you know, Son Goku and make a copy of him? Bear in mind that making a copy of Son Goku would mean that Goku would be replicated and all of his regular emotions would be there. So I think Zamasu also had put his spirit within Black in order to create the ultimate weapon. I understand if Beerus wants proof. If he uses his technique and lets him travel 5 minutes back into the past, he can kill Zamasu before Gowasu drinks the poison tea. I think they end up killing the present day Zamasu. And with his master seeks revenge, seeing that humans are exactly as Zamasu had explained. He already has the time ring, so he gets the Dragon Balls, makes himself Black Goku, revives Zamasu and makes him immortal, or it could be the other way around. That's the thing. It's like if by some chance Whis does make the jump and Gowasu finally finds out that yes, you know, Zamasu was right about, you know, everything he said about the humans, it could be possible, although this theory sounds a little far-fetched for Gowasu to see Beerus kill off Zamasu, then he himself goes out and just gathers up all the Dragon Balls and makes the wish for someone like Black to, you know, be created, and also wish for Zamasu. It could be possible, but I can't see Gowasu going against the grain and seeing how Zamasu was right the entire time. But as I said earlier, guys, tons of comments, tons of different theories out there. What do you guys believe is going to happen with Zamasu? As you guys have already seen, tons and tons of different theories, tons of different comments. So let me know in the comment section below as to which theory and which comment do you guys agree or disagree with. Let me know down below. Do you guys believe that Gowasu is going to see that Zamasu was right the entire time by witnessing Beerus destroy him and makes the wish for himself? Do you guys believe that Zamasu may have replicated himself and thus the other Zamasu may have wished to be inside, you know, Black Goku's body? What are your overall thoughts on this theory? What are your overall thoughts as to why Black and Goku have, or at least Black and Zamasu have, the exact same key? Comment down below and let me know, guys. Thank you all for watching once again. If you guys are fans, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more daily uploads like this. If you guys cannot wait for Dragon Ball Super episode 59, if you guys cannot wait to seek more information, then smash that like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Tune in for the next video. Again, people do seem confused but I think there is more to what's being shown right now. I do think that they are definitely going to swerve us with the upcoming episodes. So let me know what you guys think is going to happen down in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching once again, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Take it easy, guys, and God bless. Peace.